welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway. Here I live with my husband, our 3 boys and our little Jack Russell Terrier called Mocha. Welcome if you have been here before and welcome if you are here for the first time. I hope you are ready with your craft of choice and maybe something good to drink and are ready to hear me waffle on about my whips. I also have some finished projects today to share with you and I'm very excited to talk about them. And yeah, get comfy and I hope we will have a very nice time together. I have timestamps on this episode, so it's easy for you to skip back and forth as you please. And I will also have information about everything I talk about today in the description box below this episode. The first FO I want to share with you today is what I'm wearing, and it's the Friday Tee by Petiteknit. A very known pattern that she came out with in 2021. I got the pattern and I got yarn for it pretty fast after it was released, but I never got around to knitting it. I even used the yarn for something else. But now I have knitted it and I'm finished. And I have knitted this in the BC Garn Biobalance in the color 1 Nature and 3 Grass. And let's talk about this. I've knitted the size small. I have knitted on 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles, US 1.5 and 2.5. Yeah. And I love the fabric. It's so nice and airy. As I've said earlier in my podcasts, I love this yarn. It's a new yarn for me this summer. New summer yarn for me. I knit my Ravenna Sleeveless in that one. And now I have also knitted this Friday Tee. So I love the fabric. I don't love how the fit is. Or I like it, I'm happy with it, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Because I'm a loose knitter and I had gauge issues. As I said, I knitted the size small. I probably could have knitted extra small and I should have gone down even more on my needles. But 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles are already pretty thin needles. So I wasn't eager to go down even more. So I just cast on and I hope for the best. I knew I was off gauge when I started. But I decided to stop my increases before I was supposed to. So I'm really happy with the amount of stitches I have around the body. The ease I have, I like pretty much. But the ease on the arms, there are way too many stitches on the sleeves. So if I was supposed to change something, I would have had less stitches around my sleeve. Because I feel like this is more wide and boxy than the intended pattern is supposed to be. So that's fine. That's my problem since I have all of these issues with my gauge. I don't like that I'm a loose knitter, but it's just the way it is, and I always have problems with gauge most of the time because many designers knit more tightly than me. That's just how it is. But I'm not, especially summer garments, you have to go down to pretty thin needles if you're supposed to, or if I'm supposed to get gauge. So that's how it is. But when we put all of that aside, I like how this turned out if I just don't think about what I was wanting. This is a great like throw on t-shirt. It's great when I'm out in the garden and doing things there. If I'm just going to the grocery store. It's great to throw on when I'm just home. It's nice. It is a broken rib pattern, so it's very easy. It's not difficult at all, and it's a raglan. It's knitted top down. So when you're done with all of the increases, it's just a round and round in a broken rib stitch, and it's very easy and mindless. So, and I also think this neckline is a little bit too wide, but I was, I had already knitted it together. It's a folded neckline or folded collar. So I wasn't about to rip it back when I had stressed with knitting it down, because it took me quite a while. That's okay. And I also put up in a little bit of elastic because I felt like it was a little standing up a little. So I taken in an elastic. I think maybe it's a little bit too tight because it folds up some places. So I have to maybe do something about that. We'll see. But it's, like I said, it's airy, it's light, it's really comfortable to wear. It's, really nice, like everyday t-shirt. So I'm happy with that, even though it didn't turn out as I was hoping for. It weighs 162 grams. And I still have a lot of the nature color left, and I have one skein of the BC of the grass color, so I can knit something else with it. I just don't know what. I don't want another stripy top, I think, so I have to think about what I can knit with it, because I want another garment in this, or several actually, but I have enough for another one. So we'll see what that will become. But that's my Friday tee. It's an okay, I like it, but it's not 100%, but that's okay. Everything can't be 100%. That's just how it is. But then I have a pair of socks done, my pair 13 for 2026. And look at this. I love this beautiful color. This is the Sweet Buttercup Socks by Anniina Juuti. I was so lucky to be able to test knit this. And it is released today on the 25th of June. So I highly recommend that you take a look on this pattern. It has this beautiful lace on the cuff. And then it's a seed stitch in this kind of rib look. And also seed stitch on the heel, which is really fun. Did I say that I knitted this in Filcolana Vetta in the color Alaskan Blue, which is number 141. I've knitted it on 2.25 millimeter needles, and they weigh exactly 50 grams. So only one skein is, or one ball of yarn I used for this. Very beautiful socks. So I highly recommend that you go and take a look at this pattern when it's released today. I cast on the Bainbridge beanie by Michele Frazzetta in March when I was going on a knitting festival and I needed something to knit on. I only knitted a little bit on it, and then I decided to put it aside because I was so into my spring and summer knits. But now I really got the urge to finish it, and so I did. And here it is. This is knitted in Sandnes Double Sunday in the color Rustic Rose 4353. I knitted size 4 on 3 millimeter needles US 2.5. And this is 1x1 broken rib all over. I did the folded brim, folded brim. Of course, you don't have to do that, but I really like a folded brim to cover my ears. And yeah, I really like this pattern. I was so lucky to test knit it. This is not a test knit, but so I have knitted it before, and I really liked it, so I wanted to knit another one in this beautiful color. This weigh 76 grams, so a little under 2 balls of the Sandnes Double Sunday. I was getting close to finish this one evening, and I really wanted to finish it before I went to bed. I don't know if you have this. When you get really close, you just want to finish it, even though it's late and you should go to sleep. And what happens then? At least for me, I often do a mistake. And I did. And you can see it here. You can see it, I'm sure. Do you see the line up here? If I can try and find it. Here is the line. Here. I have probably knitted 2 stockinette rounds instead of alternating the 2 rounds right there. But only there, not in the entire round, on that particular round right there. But I washed it and I didn't see it before it was dry, so I wasn't about to rip it back. So this is my signature right here. It's my name. I've knitted this. And it's okay. It will be probably, I will just use it in the back. And I don't think anyone is going to notice. I don't really look very closely at other people's hats when they walk past me. So I'm not going to worry about it. It's just going to be like this. But other than that, I'm happy with how it turned out. I could have shortened it a bit. I'm not really a person that likes to wear my hats with a very tall empty space above my head. But so this, I could have shortened it a bit, but I didn't really think about it. So it's okay. But it's very nice. I really like it. Then I have knitted a square. If you've been here before, I'm sure you're pretty tired of hearing me talk about the square relay. Every month there's a new square to be knitted. A Norwegian podcaster, or 3 Norwegian podcasters, have a knit along going, where they have invited other Norwegian knitting podcasters to make a pattern, a little pattern of a little square. And each month is a new square from a different knitting podcaster. And when your square is knitted in the month, when I had mine, I hosted a knit along for that month. And then the next month it was another knitting podcaster, and I'm not really explaining this really good, but this month it is a lady called Lina. She has a Norwegian podcast called Strikkeloppen. She's also a very good friend of mine, and she has designed a beautiful square with cables that is not knitted straight up, but they have a little you get a basket weave look in the way she has put the cables. I have knitted mine in Ravenna Sleeveless because I'm making a blanket, and this time the square used up so much more yarn than all of the other squares I have knitted. Usually I use about 18 to 22 grams of the Ravenna Sleeveless, but this weigh 40 grams, so almost double as much as the other squares, but it is the same size. It's just that I think these cables just use a lot of yarn. I didn't really think about that when I started to knit, so I started to knit with the dark blue. I don't have a color number for this because I lost a ball band, but it wasn't enough, and I realized that, so I started with the light blue color, which is 451. It's called light farmer's blue. So I striped it in, and when I didn't have more of the dark blue, I just knitted with the light blue, and I think it looks pretty cool, actually. This is the only square that has more colors, and all of the others are just one color, but it's okay. The reason I chose blue is because Lina, she loves blue, and she knits almost everything in blue. She has something else too, but cables and blue, that's her trademark. Yeah. So this square really represents her well, I think. So that is the square for June. My last FO today, I'm so happy it's done, because that was a project that I had put a hold on. It's a summer top that I started in July last year, and I decided in the fall that I would just put it aside because I wasn't eager to knit summer tops in the fall. I was all about fall and winter garments then, so I gave myself grace to hibernate this summer top. I'm not the person that really does that too much, but I wasn't feeling it at all, so I just decided to hibernate it, and I was happy I did that. And I always intended to put it back in rotation now in the summer, but I didn't really know when, and I wasn't supposed to do it right now, I thought, but then I was getting kind of tired with the projects I had, and I wanted to just have something else, and instead of casting on something new, I'm very proud of myself, I decided to put this back in rotation. I thought I might just knit a couple of rounds each day, but actually I'm all done with it now. So I'm so happy about that. It's the Wavy Babe Top by Veronika Lindberg, also known as Kutova Kika. And here it is. This is knitted in Sandnes tynn line. I have held 2 strands together because this is a DK weight pattern. I've knitted in the color green tea 9541, and it's cables all over. So it's a pretty simple pattern, really. It's a bottom up construction, which is not my favorite, as you know if you have been here before. Actually, this yarn was intended for something else. I can't remember the name of the top right now, but it was really popular. I think maybe it still is. Very beautiful top. That also was knitted bottom up, and I wasn't really ready for that. I decided when I was supposed to cast it on, so I looked at Ravelry and I found this without realizing that this also is knitted bottom up. So I bought the pattern. I thought, okay, it's too late. I have the pattern now, and I just cast on. And it's, I think maybe one of the things with the bottom up that I don't like is that you cast on so many stitches. It takes such a long time. And also it's harder with the length, I think. But that is mainly the issue for me. It's so many stitches to cast on. And to get started, I feel like it's more fun to start with the construction part. Anyway, this was a real slog, I felt like. So I was maybe around here when I picked it back up. And I felt like every row took such a long time. But actually, when I put a progress keeper on, I saw that this is actually growing faster than I'm feeling. So that's great. And suddenly I was done, and I could start to shape the front and back pieces. And they go by pretty fast because you decrease. So I did finish it. I did everything to pattern. I even weaved in the ends and was ready to wash and block it. But I tried it on and I wasn't happy with how the straps was looking, because they were much more narrow than these are. I have a picture. I'm not sure you can see it very well, but I will try to show it to you. And it didn't even cover my bra strap, which I prefer. So I decided to cut and put in the needles again and just make a little fewer decreases. So I have now about 10 stitches on each strap, and then I did a 3 needle bind off. Looks kind of messy because I ended up with a lot of extra strands to weave in, and I didn't do the best job, but it's okay. It's just on the top of my shoulders and I don't really care. The rest of the top I think looks pretty good. So I did that. That's the only modification I did. I think you're supposed to do a sewn, like a Kitchener stitch, but I felt like that wasn't too really sturdy. I'm sure it was, but I really like the 3 needle bind off. I feel like I get a little nice seam that really holds it all good together. So. And I really like the fabric that 2 strands of thin Lina gives, more than the regular Lina. I think it's more drapey and airy than I think the Lina is. So I think that I would like to knit like that again with 2 strands instead of the Lina, because yeah, I like it more. And I haven't tried it on after I washed it, but I like the fit of it when I tried it before, and now I'm eager to try it on. So I will do a little B-roll for you and swing around in it so you can see how it looks on, and I will also see how it looks on for the first time after it's washed and blocked. So I'm very excited. When I tried it on before I washed it, I really liked the V. It wasn't too low, so hopefully it still is pretty good. Yeah, so I'm very happy with this, excited, and I really like the color too, so happy. Most of my whips today are summer garments. It's been so beautiful here the last few days. Yesterday we had 25 degrees Celsius on the highest, I think. And that is amazing here in Norway. We often don't get, past maybe 24, 25 degrees. So it's been lovely. And today it's supposed to be up against 30 degrees. So it's been amazing. And I was on a concert yesterday. And it was outside in this beautiful, it's called Posebyhaven. It's like a really open little space with wooden houses around. So it's like a yard in the middle. And there are shops and several restaurants there and a little stage. And it was a very, very nice concert, but it was such a beautiful weather. It was perfect to be sitting out there and just enjoying ourselves. So yeah, I've been feeling the summer excitement for all the knits, summer knits. So I am still knitting on the Ravenna Sleeveless number 2 of mine. So if you've been here before, you've seen it before. It's going slow. I really love the pattern and I think it's beautiful. I have been wearing the first one that I test knit quite a bit because I really like it, even though it had a different shape than or it's a little bit more positive ease than I wanted, but I still really like it. But now I'm knitting a size 3 instead of a size 4 that I knitted last time. And now I'm knitting in this beautiful hand dyed from Lille Rille Norwegian hand dyer in the color pumpkin cinnamon rolls. So beautiful. So here is how far I have come. It goes a little slow because, as I said, I think that's what I started to talk about, and then I totally lost my train of thought. It goes a little slow because probably because I already knitted one, and it's a beautiful pattern, but it's a lot of purling, so it goes a little bit slow. But I have some progress. You can see from my progress marker here. That is how much I have done since the last time I showed it to you. This has this beautiful Estonian buttons, and this now nice like yarn over whole border going down. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. So I am knitting the size 3, and now I'm knitting on 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles, US 1.5 and 2.5. And I can try it on, try it on over this Friday tee. Ooh, it's folded up in the back here, so it's not easy. Okay, I don't know if you can imagine that it will be very nice when I get my button band and neckband knitted, and also a little bit of a border in the armhole. But I think it's going to be a nice size. I wanted it a little bit more fitted, a little bit more tight, and it will grow probably a little bit because it's a superwash yarn, but I think it looks pretty nice. You can imagine with the button band on. And I want it quite cropped, but a little bit more length I need, but not a lot. And I also have something stopping me from knitting too long because I don't have a lot of yarn. And that's, of course, I knew this going into this project, but I want to try and get as much length as I can, but I have to have enough left for the button band, and I don't really know how much I need. So I'm thinking about 20 grams. Maybe that's too much. Hopefully not too little. But I have just finished my one skein, and I have alternated a little bit with the second one on the last few rows here. Not sure you can see down here. Maybe it's looking a little bit darker. Hopefully it will not look too much different, but I have alternated a few rows, but not many, so we'll see. So now I'm thinking I will do the armhole edge and then knit until I have 20 grams left, and probably end the body then, and hopefully have enough for the button band. Fingers crossed. I hope so. So that is my Ravenna Sleeveless. I'm very excited to have this done. I think it's going to be really beautiful. Then I am still knitting on the sweater for my oldest son. He's turning 20 in July, and I wanted to knit him a sweater because it's very knit-worthy. I'm knitting the Key Sweater Man by Petiteknit in Drops Cotton Merino in the color 16, jeans blue, and the color work and stripes is in this marine color number 8. And I have knitted a little bit since last time, if you can see from the progress keeper down. So the progress keeper here. And I really like the colors. I think it looks really nice together. I am knitting size extra small on 3.5 and 4 millimeter needles, US 4 and 6. And I think this is if you're a first time colorwork knitter, I think this is a good option. It's a top-down raglan with German short rows, but then it's very easy with the colorwork. You only knit colorwork for a few rows and then you have the stripes. So it's a very easy colorwork, but it looks really nice. I think I want to knit this for myself as well, maybe. Maybe not in cotton merino, but it's going to be a very nice like spring, summer, fall sweater, I think. Knowing him, he will use it all year round. But he also just won 3/4 sleeves because he likes that. So that's what he will get. But I think he's going to look really nice in these colors. I think it looks so nice. So happy with this. I did have a little issue with the chart, not because it's anything wrong with the chart, but in the chart my light color is dark in the chart and the dark color is light in the chart. And even though I knew this, I managed to mess it up. So I did knit wrong for quite a while and then I had to rip back. So I asked my husband if he could change it around. So he used his AI program to fix it. He had to work a little bit with it, but in the end the AI got it right. So now I have a chart that is correct for me. So I have the light my light color and the light color in the chart are the correct. So yeah, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I don't mess it up. I probably will mess up other things because I always do, but at least that is now easy to follow for me. So very happy that my husband could help me with that. My next summer top is Kari Annes Sommertopp by Erna Eikås. It was a pattern that I was so kindly gifted by the designer. This is a pattern only in Norwegian and actually it's not released, but I think she's going to release it on Ravelry as a free pattern at some point, but I don't think she has done it yet. But as I say, it's only in Norwegian. It's a very basic t-shirt and she says it's kind of a recipe, and I am knitting in Filcolana Avetta in the color 361 Madeira Rose, and it's with stripes, so I'm using the color 354 Light Truffle to have with the stripes. And I really like the combination of these two. I'm knitting the size. I've not written down what size I'm knitting. No, I haven't. At least I'm knitting on 2.5 and 2.75 millimeter needles, US 1.5 and 2. Get all of the strands of yarn away so you can see how it looks. And here, is it on the right side? Yes. All of these strands. I think this is going to be a very nice basic summer top. Another one that's very easy to cast on, just like this one. But this is getting the shape it's supposed to, I think. And I'm so happy with the colors. This is a very basic top, as I said. It's a top down. It is with raglan, and it's not supposed to have 3 raglan stitches as I have in between, but that's what I wanted. there's no raglan stitch between the increases on the pattern, really. It's just you just increase on this without a stitch in between, and I didn't really like the look of how my increases turned out when I didn't have anything in between, because I did try that, but maybe that's just the way I'm doing my increases, that it's not turning out as good as the one that the designer has, because that looks really nice. But I do like a wide raglan, so I don't mind having it like this. And yeah, it's no short rows. I could of course have put them in if I wanted to, but I wasn't in the mindset where I wanted to think about it, so I don't have any German short rows in here, but we'll see how it turns out. So now it's just around and round and doing some stripes here and there. So this will come with me when I go on vacation next week. There's a lot of driving, and hopefully I can be a passenger princess for most of the time, so then I can get a lot of knitting done. So I hope this will be done by the next podcast episode. There is a Norwegian knitting podcaster called Heidi Aas. She also designs a lot of beautiful patterns. And she also has some English episodes here and there. She's called Everyday Knitting, I believe. And she released a little scarf pattern. And the pattern is called et lite skjerf, which is translated to a little scarf. And I had this very beautiful yarn in my stash. This I've had for 1.5 years, I think. I got it in a Christmas surprise, in 2024, I think. It's a Norwegian hand dyer called Petiteknit, and this color is called Sweater Weather. And this is so incredibly soft. The yarn is called HS Angel Fluff, and it is alpaca, it's silk, and it's a little bit of cashmere. So it's just amazing. So when I saw this pattern coming out, I knew that this yarn had to become that scarf, because this is something that really needs to be around my neck. So I've cast it on 3mm needles, US 2.5. Here it is. So this has this nice yarn over lace motif, and I don't know if I've showed you this before, since I have this stitch marker right here, a progress keeper. So if I've shown it before, I apologize. I thought maybe I hadn't, but if so, I probably showed you this part last time, but I can't remember that I did that. But anyway, I do love how it's looking. I haven't knitted too much on this, but a little bit here and there. And it's very easy pattern because it's only yarn overs. But I still do have to check. The pattern is written line by line. I don't think there is a chart in there. It's only in Norwegian, sadly. But I have to pay some attention because of the way the increases are and everything. So I don't think this is a project for knitting in the car, but I can maybe have it on when we're at the hotel in the evening, maybe. We'll see. But this will be a very nice scarf to have. I could have had it now, not today, because today, if it's going to be 30 degrees, I don't need a scarf. But often when it's evening here, it's about 17, 18, 19 degrees. This would be lovely to have around my neck. So this is going to be very nice. The last project I have to show you today, I bought yarn for when I was in England 1.5 weeks ago. I was several places, but I also was in Bath. And in Bath, there's a very, very nice yarn store called A Yarn Story. And some of my friends, we were 13 ladies that went on this trip, and some of them were so nice they came with me to this yarn store because we had to walk quite a bit to get there, but they were so nice and wanted to come with me, so I didn't have to go alone, which I appreciate when I'm in a city I don't know. So when I was there, I got yarn for the Meris tea by Anniina Juuti, Herb Garden Knitwear, and it's so lovely to have her back. She had a little break from social media and from, I think maybe she's been designing something while she's been on a break, but at least she's back, and it is so nice because Anna has so many wonderful patterns. I've knit several of them, and she's just such a beautiful person too. So, and she really is mindful when she designs. She designs for several sizes. I think, did I write this down? Yes, this is for 18 sizes, this Meris tea, from 77 centimeters up to 163 centimeters. So that is so wonderful. I know that's a lot of work, but yeah, Anna is such a wonderful person, and I highly recommend you take a look at her patterns. But anyway, this particular pattern is right now is free. So I recommend you go and grab yourself a copy. And it's a knit-along that's going on right now that she is hosting for this sommertopp. And it's a nice group on Instagram where we chat, and it's so fun to see all of the colors people have chosen and different yarns and the progress, and talk a little bit, and yeah, it's really fun. The yarn I chose for my Meris tea is the Isager Merlin. This is 80% wool and 20% linen. I have never tried it before, so I was very eager to try this. It's very fun because it looks like it's 2 strands. I think maybe, is there more than, or if it's a 3-ply? Not sure, but at least one of the strands is darker than the other, so you get this really fun color. I think it gives some depth to the color, which I really like. And I have cast on, and I've come pretty far. This is knitted top down. It's a raglan, and you have short rows, of course. Such a good like shape. But the fun in this, it's a stockinette project, but the fun is in the raglan increases. So you can see the nice increases here. Let me see if I can try and show it to you. Ooh, my camera is struggling. There. Yeah. So that is the star of the t-shirt. It's the raglan increases. So I really like it, and I love how this color is looking. This is also, this is my favorite yarn for summer garments, or I just started knitting with this summer, but I really like my 2 garments that I've knitted in this. It's so airy and light, but this is also very, very nice. But it's a little bit more rustic. Of course, this is wool. This is both cotton and wool. I think it's a cotton and wool blend. I don't remember right now. But this has more wool. But it's very, very nice. It's going to be nice for the Norwegian summer. Yeah, so this is really fun to knit on. It's now fairly easy, only stockinette, but I'm going to do, there's an option for some shaping, so I'm doing that. And so I have to pay a little bit of attention, but not a lot. So that is my last work in progress, but you know, I have so many summer garments and a lot of summer yarn that I really want to knit up. And I'm excited to cast on all the things. So maybe I will cast on something this weekend because I probably need another travel project with me. Probably not, but it would be fun to have another one. Maybe I can get to knit a lot because I'm not doing anything else today or tomorrow other than editing this podcast. So maybe I can get a good progress on one of these teas today, so I can feel like it's okay to cast on something new this weekend. We'll see. Before I leave you, I want to share some yarn joy with you guys. As you've already seen, I went to a yarn store in Bath and got this Merilin from Isago, but I wanted another souvenir yarn. Actually, this is going to be a gift, I think, but at least it is a little different Isago I could have bought here at home. But this I couldn't. This is from Julie Azelin. It is 75% merino, 50% cashmere and 10% silk in the color antique. Really gorgeous. Yeah, but as I say, I think maybe this is going to be a gift for someone. I think this is going to be enough for a little scarf, for example, or a small shawl. It's 115 grams and 370 meters. Yeah, really nice. That was a little souvenir or a gift, we'll see. But yesterday, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, I think, or my days go into each other and I can't remember what I did the day before yesterday. But at least this week, I'm sure. One of my local yarn stores and my favorite yarn store that is close to me, called Hosianne, had a sale. Because we have something here in Norway that we call handelsdag. If I was supposed to translate it, it's something about like the shopping day, which is every June, at least here in the south of Norway. We have this, I think probably other places too. And it's usually one day. And last week, on Thursday, it was the shopping day here in my village. But at this yarn store, they had 2 days this week they called the shopping day, or handelsdag. And then they had a sale. They had 40% off all of the yarn that is going out, like discontinued yarn and so on, and colors that are discontinued. And then they had 20% off the rest of the store, both the yarn and all of the fabric. I wish I could sew. I so wish I could sew. They had so many beautiful fabrics. That's a goal for my summer vacation. Well, who am I kidding? I'm always home. I don't have summer vacation. My kids have. But at least for the summer. When I don't have to do all of the mom things all of the time. Anyway, I talk myself off topic. Yeah, so I went there. Me and my 10-year-old, we went to the shopping day at the yarn store. And he has found a pattern on Ravelry again, but this time it's not for him, it's for the dog. He found a pattern called the Dinosaur Sweater by Linda. I think I have written hers, but I will put up the name here. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and actually it says it's for Jack Russell, which is what we have. And it's a dinosaur sweater, it says, but he wants a Godzilla sweater. So the main color is going to be dark, and then it's going to be blue spikes. So he found some yarn, and this is the Dale Olda, which is 100% wool. And this is, he wanted a gray, dark gray, but this is more blue. I said to him, but he didn't care. He thought it was gray enough. And this is going to be the spikes. This is the Du Store Alpaca, cotton alpaca. So this is a very fun yarn. I could actually imagine myself having a sweater or something in this. Maybe not in this blue, but it is 76% combed cotton, 22% baby alpaca, and 2% merino. So it's pretty fun, but this is going to be the spikes. So he wants me to knit this for the dog for his second birthday, which is in August. So this will go by pretty fast, I think. And I also have to make a hood with some spikes. We found another free pattern that is with a hood and that has the spikes on. So that is something I have to do. Then I had a gift card. So I was really happy. I used up all of my gift card on sale. So I got quite a bit of yarn. I have plans for all of the yarn, but of course plans change. So don't hold me to all of these patterns. But for right now, these are what I am planning to knit with these yarns. I found some Mandarin Naturel from Sandnes yarn. This is 100% wool. No, sorry, 100% cotton. They said that this is a yarn that is going to be discontinued, not just the color, but the entire yarn. So it was 40% off, which was nice. So I got quite a bit of this yarn because I want to knit the Terrace Top or Terrace Tee maybe, by Lily Kate France. It's a fairly new pattern. I think it came out in May or maybe early June. And it is a vintage looking lacy top. It's so gorgeous. So hopefully I will knit this summer. I think that top can be used all year around for getting dressed up with a nice skirt. Yeah. Hopefully this will happen soon, but not before I'm home from vacation, because I think I have to really pay attention in knitting this top. It looks fairly complicated. I don't think it's hard, but I think it's something I really have to pay attention to. So, but I always love Lily Kate's patterns. She is a great designer. She's really have a very great eye for, or mind for, making a good fitted garment. So I'm excited to try and knit the Terrace Tee. Then I bought a very beautiful color in Sandnes Sunday. The color number is 8753. I'm not sure what it's called because it doesn't say on the ball band, but it's a beautiful green anyway. And I want to knit the mixed rib cami by Florence Miller. I don't think it's going to be a very fun knit, but I really like the way it looks. So I want the garment more than I want the knitting joy out of it. But I think this color is so joyful that it's going to give me a lot of joy anyway. And yeah, I've been wanting this top for several years now. I've seen so many people knitting it, so hopefully I will be doing this pretty soon. Maybe that's a good thing to start because it's rib and it's probably not that hard, it just takes a long time. So maybe it's a good vacation knit. We'll see. And then I got some alpaca følgetråd from Sandnes. It's instead of a mohair, you can use this, for example. It is 100% alpaca. Very thin strand, 400 meters on 50 grams. So you only need a few balls of this for a sweater, which is great. So I got 3. But I'm not sure this is the right color because it's a beautiful color. I love it. It's called bjørnebærsaft, I think, or bjørnebær. It's a berry. I don't know what the berry is called in English. I'll write it on the screen. The number is 4672. My plan was to hold it together with this yarn, but I didn't bring this, so that is why it looks very different. You can see this is quite more purple and this is more pink. This is from garnbutikken Fortuna. I'm going to knit Fidalgo pullover by Michele Frazzetta. So I need to have a yarn to held together with this, so I was thinking about this, but I'm not so sure. I can of course do a gauge swatch and see, but I actually love this color so much that I don't really want to change it all that much, and I think this is going to change it too much. So I think I have to use this for something else, which is not a problem, but we're going to Bergen next week, a city here in the west of Norway, and then we're going to pass the outlet or the fabric outlet of Sandnes. And I have never been there, but all the people that goes there loves it, and they have a lot of yarn that they can't sell in the stores because there's maybe something off with the color, or maybe it's something wrong with the amount of yarn, or something is wrong with it, so they have to sell it for a very discounted price. So I hope we can stop there because we're driving past when we're driving to Bergen. So maybe we can stop there on our way home and I can try and get something closer to this color. I should of course bring this, but we'll see. I don't know. But I can use this for something else at another time if I'm not using it for that. I also bought some more Sandnes alpaca følgetråd in the color 3091. I'm thinking this is called something like Cocoa Nips or something. And again, I did a bad job with color matching because I want to knit the Haru V-neck by Mamnichoy, maybe it's the name. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I'm going to knit it in Sandnes Sunday. It's a discontinued color, but it's 2564, and I bought this. It's very dark, but this could be a fun combination maybe. I don't know, we'll have to see. I have to do a gauge swatch and I have to see. But if not, I will use this for something else and get something else for this. It's okay. if you like me and you love to watch knitting podcasts, which hopefully you do if you're still here, then I want to share new podcast with you that I recently discovered or I got up in my YouTube feed. It's all brand new podcast from Ella. She is from New Zealand, and she has the podcast called Knit to Know Me. And I highly recommend that you go in and check out her podcast. It was a really, really nice podcast, really calm, and she's a really, she's impressive. She's a very new knitter. She used to crochet a lot, but then she started to knit, and then her first sweater, if I understood correctly, for herself was a colorwork sweater. It was so impressive. That sounds so daunting to me to try and knit a colorwork sweater as your first garment for yourself. But it's beautiful, and she was wearing it in her first episode, and she said she had ripped it back many times, which I can imagine. But having that patience, it's really impressive. So, and there was a lot of beautiful knits there, so I highly recommend that you take a look at Knit to Know Me with Ella. That is everything I have to share today. I hope you're doing well, whatever season it is where you are. I can see the sun is really shining here, and I think it's going to be a beautiful day. So I have to maybe go outside and sit on the porch for a while and knit in the sun, because I need some vitamin D. We don't get a lot of that up here in Norway, so we have to get it when we can. So take care. I hope I will see you again soon. It is summer, and the school is having their summer break from school too, so we just have to see when I get here, but I will try to keep my 2-week get an episode out every 2 weeks, but we will see. I will be here. You will see me when I'm here. So okay, enough talk. I will talk to you again soon, guys. Take care. Bye, everyone.